Good afternoon, it's Terry Conroy from Danu's Irish Herb Garden here in Connemara on a lovely Sunday afternoon, 4th of November. And I'm just digging out some horseradish roots because these are going to be one of the ingredients in the next winter cold and flu remedy that I'm preparing. So I have my roots now. You can see the plant here. This will be pulled out and I'll separate the clumps and I'll have lots of new plants. But for now, I'm just going to take these into the house and I'll show you how to prepare the next remedy. So I have my horseradish root, I have onion, ginger, garlic, and I've already grated some horseradish root because it would just take too long to grate it on one short film. And what I'm making is Rosemary Gladstar's fire cider vinegar recipe, which is a brilliant little thing to have on hand to fight off and to prevent catching any colds or flus or any germs at all over the winter. In fact, when you look at the properties of the ingredients of this remedy, no germ would dare show its face. So I've grated up a horseradish, and that's going in because it is a very, very effective respiratory remedy, and you just put it into your kiln jar. It's very good for the sinuses as well. It will clear the sinuses, so it's going to help the upper respiratory. And you can also make a poultice to put on the chest if somebody had a really tight, hard, chesty cough. I'll just put all that in there. Now, Rosemary Gladstar is a really lovely woman, and I've been very lucky that I actually did a little bit of training with her. And this recipe came to her from who knows who, she can't remember. And she wished she could so that she could give thanks to the person. But anyway, it's a folk remedy, so it doesn't really belong to anybody. And she's currently fighting a case in America against a company who has patented the name so that ordinary herbalists can't say they're making fire cider vinegar. So what I'm making here is the thing that Rosemary Gladstar has taught for many years. I'm putting in an onion because an onion is antimicrobial. Similar, it's in the garlic family, in the allium family, and onions attract germs. So it's also a good idea to put a half an onion in the sick room because it will draw out harmful germs and microbes and will assist with the healing. So making this remedy as well, you don't have to be too cautious about how you chop things up. It's just rough and ready just to get things chopped and into the jar. So fascinating to watch an onion being chopped as if it hasn't happened before, but just bear with me. So I'm chopping the onion just very roughly to break it up, putting it in there with the horseradish. Likewise, I'm going to put in a big lump of ginger, just roughly cut, and just pop it in there. Oh, it's a bit tough. So in it goes. Ginger is very, very warming. So for people who feel that they've got ice in their veins or they're cold and shivery all the time, ginger is going to warm them up, and it's going to get the circulation moving and get the blood around the body to help them feel a bit better. And again, it's got antimicrobial properties, so it's going to help fight off those horrible winter cold and flu germs. And then I've got lots of garlic here, and I'm just going to put it into the garlic press and squish it into the jar along with the other ingredients. And garlic is full of sulfur. It's going to keep your liver working at top rate to cleanse your body. It's also antiviral, so if there are any influenza viruses, garlic is going to see them off. It's going to boost your circulation as well because it gets into the blood and cleanses and thins the blood. So be careful if you're taking blood thinners using this vinegar, this recipe. Just put in a couple more garlic cloves. You can put in, there's no set measurement. Whatever you have in the kitchen, just stick it in. It doesn't have to be in any kind of proportion. Just put in what you have. I'll just put these 2 last cloves in because I have peeled them. And of course, this is called fire cider vinegar, so we're going to put in cider vinegar to cover all of this. And cider vinegar itself is also a natural antibiotic. You could gargle with it if you had the beginning of a sore throat. You can take it to help alkalize the body. The more alkaline the body, the less prone it is to picking up infections. And it will also help relieve any joint pain. So you know yourself, if you have the flu, often you will have aching pains in your joints. Just get all that lovely garlic out. I'm making this really quickly. Finally, I'm just going to add a few chili flakes. Or you can put in cayenne pepper. In fact, I will put some cayenne pepper in as well, because cayenne pepper is one of those spices that helps all the other ingredients get to the places they need to get to. So I'm just going to give that a little stir around. Now what I would do normally is I would fill up this jar, but I'm not going to do that now because we haven't really got time. Putting on, this is an organic, Biona organic apple cider vinegar with the mother, so it's very potent, very healing. And in it goes, just to cover the other ingredients. So we've got an onion in here, we've got half a head of garlic, a big lump of ginger, horseradish root, chili flakes, cayenne pepper, and I'm topping it all up with the apple cider vinegar. So what I'm basically doing is making a herbal tincture. The apple cider vinegar is acting as a solvent to draw out the volatile oils and the active constituents of all of these herbs. I'm just going to put in ad-libbing here on Rosemary's recipe, and I'm going to throw in some sage, because sage is very good for sore throats and the like. And I'm going to throw in some thyme, all from my own garden, which I've dried. Thyme is an antimicrobial, antiviral, and put all of that in there and give it a good stir. Then you pop on the lid, give it a shake up and down so that everything is mixed up. And there you go, fire cider vinegar for colds and flus. The way you take this is you would dose yourself with maybe a tablespoon a day in a drop of water or off the spoon. You can put it into salad dressings. You could put a couple of tablespoons into a soup or a stew that you're making. You could even, if you're already afflicted with a cold or a flu, put a couple of tablespoons into a warm bath and your body will still take up all the goodness. So there's lots of ways to use it, and it is very, very tasty, very, very savoury, hot and spicy and very warming, and it really works. So I hope you enjoy making this, and I hope you enjoy the benefits of it. And that's number 2 in the winter cold and flu ailment remedies that I'll be showing here on YouTube. And if you think to subscribe, that would be brilliant, and I would be very grateful. And I must also thank Lowell, the husband, for filming this, because the last time when I made the garlic oil, it was difficult doing things with one pair of hands. So there you go, fire cider vinegar, quick and easy, and just use what you have in the cupboard. Don't worry about proportions, and leave it to infuse for a calendar month. Another thing you can do is you could wrap this in a little piece of cloth and bury it in the garden, and the moon and the earth will also add their powers to this remedy. Then when you dig it up, strain off all the material within the vinegar, and that's it. So bye bye for now from Danu's Irish Herb Garden. Thank you for watching.